Howdy, Argo Annihilators. I wanted to talk about a mission again, Mission 78, called Tower Siege. We're going to cover a few different ways to do this. In this first run, we're going to cover two air raiders, one taking two Cannon Ds and a walking fortress, and the other person taking Zexar, Nagling, and Power. This is the fastest and easiest way on Inferno. Two Cannon Ds will actually kill the hive and will not spawn any other wasps out of it because it dies so fast. At the start, he's just going to throw his Nagling out and place his Zexar guns down, and then I'm just going to grab these Rangers, and I'm going to head closer to the hive so that I can make sure that I land those Cannon D throws, that I actually hit the hive. And he's just going to finish out the hive, the wasps that are already out on the ground there. Nothing will attack you at the start if you don't attack first, so you can always get ready, prepared for it. But yeah, you don't need much health for this either. We actually lowered our health to about 7,000, and even then I don't think we took much damage. So I'm just gonna roll over here to the left, and he's just gonna kill a few wasps so that I can get my Cannon D up. And ultimately, we shouldn't have any other enemies spawn. The way this works is there's just one large hive, and as you do damage to it, there'll be different phases where more red wasps and yellow wasps will come out. And it can get pretty rough because the wasps hit pretty hard, and they don't seem to miss, even with fencers. So that's why they're pretty dangerous for all classes. But I'm just waiting for my cannon to get up, and then when I do, I just make sure the throw lands, make sure not to hit a wasp, of course, and just throw both of them. And he's just going to cover the enemies that are attacking me, and plus I have the NPCs on me, so I'm safe. So far I've only lost 700 health on Inferno. And there's the cannon. The Cannon D is just ridiculous. I think it does 800,000 on each of them. And there it is. As soon as the Balam is up, I know it's dead. So I don't even need the Balam. You can take whatever, but just in case some more come out, that is probably the safest. But yeah, it's falling now, and there it is. Pretty simple. He's gonna clear up the last one, and that's it. The next one, which is fun. I always like this mission. It's pretty fun with Fencer or Ranger or Wing Diver, but I'm going to take a Fencer, and I'm just going to take two hammers, and I'm just going to stay around the bottom of the hive and attack it while he's in the back with a Ranger using a rocket launcher and a healing bomb. And this can work with Fencer or Wing Diver or Ranger even. It can be, if you take a Wing Diver, you want to just take, Rapier, so you can just stay at the bottom of the hive and just circle around it and just keep using the Rapier. It's so strong. But for Ranger, you actually can take a Flame Geyser and a healing bomb and just roll around the bottom of the hive as well with the Flame Geyser, shooting the Flame Geyser on the bottom part so that the flame shoots up into the large part, and just keep rolling around. And if you need healing, just use a healing bomb and have someone else attack from far away, the wasps, and that also works. That's kind of fun as well. But Fencer is the most fun for me, at least. So he's going to take the Stingray rocket launcher and a healing bomb, and I'm going to take. I actually accidentally grabbed the NPCs, so I restarted. I wanted him to have them, and I'm just going to take a catapult so I can get up there fast. But I'm going to wait for him to actually go on top of this mountain so he has a better view, because what he's going to do is, if I need health, he's going to shoot the healing bomb at the hive at me and actually hit me with the bomb and heal me a couple times. And you'll probably need that on Inferno unless you have a lot of health. I lowered my health to 10,000, and he still is at like 7 or 6,000 or something. But if you have more than 10, you probably wouldn't need it. But it's a little bit more difficult on Inferno because you're using the same hammers. Actually, on hardest, you have access to the Vulcan D hammers as well, so it's actually relatively simple on hardest with two hammers because you'll kill it faster, and You'll also be taking less damage because they're weaker on hardest as well. He's gonna go to the top of that mountain, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and rush the hive now. And the important thing is for this is when using your hammers, you want to stay as close to the bottom of the hive as possible. You don't want to get further out because they can hit you a lot easier. And the hammers, they give you 90% damage reduction. So the only negative is you have to spin, and as you spin, if an enemy hits you, they knock you back. So that makes it a little bit challenging to stay near the hive. But as you can see, my main goal is just to try and stay near the top of that hive and not fall down at all. You're not going to happen all the time, but you just do your best to dash forward in between hammers to get closer to the hive. And also, whenever your hammers are reloading, you want to, as soon as they're reloaded, just do a quick attack. Don't charge them fully, so that you're constantly. The idea is to have your hammers constantly going, because you only receive the damage reduction as they are spinning. So you can see my left hammer. I'll wait till they actually go down, but when you see my two hammers at 0, watch how you have to do this, because you want to make sure to always have the damage reduction. So I'm about down to 1 on each hammer. Okay, so on my right hammer, see it right there. I'm gonna fire the hammer right away instead of charging it up on both sides, so to keep the damage reduction going. So it pretty much out of the 5 hammers, you're gonna have 4 that are fully charged, and then 1 that's just charged to blue, because you need to have the damage reduction going all the time. It doesn't matter to have it fully charged. And that's the thing with 2 hammers. You want to keep an eye on to make sure when they're reloading, so that you know to just. What I'll do is I'll just actually tap the fire button really fast to make sure I get that hammer off as soon as it's reloaded right away, because you want to keep that damage reduction going. But once you do it for a while, you can see him right there. He actually fired a healing bomb on me to heal me up. So that's one thing you can do with Inferno. But as you can see, the hive is falling over. So on this side, it falls over to the right side. So you can kind of stay underneath there and use that kind of covering a little bit. You still want to keep moving, but always keep moving. But you can kind of use that for cover a little bit. But like I said, you can always have the ranger firing a healing bomb if you need to. You can also have a air raider firing a healing gun as well, and you can just stand in for a little bit to heal up. That's an alternative. But my goal is just to stay alive and to do damage to the hive. And he tried taking the MEX-5 Emerald missiles at first, but they weren't strong enough to deal with the Wasp, unfortunately. So he's using a Stingray, which is a lot better. You can kill a lot more with one shot, because they're so clustered together that you can easily kill a lot. Now my job is to try and get to an area where he can actually shoot the bomb at me, which he does. He heals me up. And also you can look for healing items. Sometimes there'll be some around you, but chances are you won't see too many of them. But yeah, it's really fun to use Defensor as a tank sometimes, to just have him survive. I actually did that on Mission 92 in my previous video, just to see how long I could survive. And yeah, it's possible to stay up front on Mission 92 with 2 hammers and stay alive. You'll want to have one finest hammer though, so you can actually control your movement. Because if you have 2 Vulcan hammers, you're just spinning the whole time and they're pushing you back and you can't control yourself. You can't get to the healing items, whereas the finest will pull you forward. I decided to try and fight a little bit with the Spine Driver, but I decided, yeah, I can't do that yet. It's too much. They're doing too much damage to me. So I should have just stayed using the hammers and surviving while he was attacking instead of trying to attack myself. So that's what I changed to doing now. So I'm just going to get to the field now since the hive is down, and let him have a good view on the wasps, and then he can just shoot them from a good location, and that will finish this mission. Because the best way to fight wasps with a fencer is to take a Spine Driver and a Javelin Catapult, so that you can be constantly running away from the wasp and then just firing the Spine Driver when it's available. Because it's such a quick animation, you can still fire, whereas if you have a Blastoise Spear or anything else for that matter, try and fire that while you're while your dash canceling away, the animation will slow you down enough to where you take a lot of damage and you won't be able to survive it. But yeah, that's one of my fun ways to do this mission. I really like doing the tank up front and then someone in the back fighting. And then we're gonna do one last way to do it here at the end before we finish up. He just has a couple left to kill, and then we're all done here. And all the NPCs looks like they pretty much survived. I should never tell people where my house is at because they always destroy it. So terrible. He said he fired a healing bomb on the house to heal it, but I don't understand. I didn't see it get healed, so I think it's still dead. Yeah, there he goes. He tried to repair it, but it didn't work. So I go over and look at it, see if it repaired, but nope.
Is connected to the underground nest. So the portion above ground is just the tip of the iceberg?
Yeah, they're just talking at the end of the mission here. It's done, but they're just doing some story. Alright. On to the last one. Alright, we're going to do the Leviathan way this time. The Fencer has access to really high-powered missiles, but you need a air raider to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a nice far-away location to fire the missiles, so that mountain way back there is good. You want something far and something that's high up in the air. And then I'll just fire as many Leviathans as I can in the air, and then he'll redirect them to the hive. The key with using the laser guide kit is aim at a spot that's fixed. Like, don't try and aim on the enemy, because the enemy's moving, and it's too hard for that tiny little box of the Leviathan to actually lock onto anything, which is kind of funny. But so the air raider can see when the missiles are fired. Like, he'll see two blocks that are flashing red when something's locking on, and then they'll be solid red when they're in the air. So you don't have to actually watch the Fencer. You'll know the missiles are in the air when the blocks become solid. So we're just going to fire as many missiles as we can at the hive, and it'll kill it. And he's giving me power, by the way, too, so it gives you 50% more damage. And then my job is to go forward and survive as long as I can while he calls a Balam out. And then he'll get inside the Balam, and he'll fight some of the wasps while I fight some of the wasps, too. And that's also an alternative as well to doing. There's a lot of ways to do this mission, but even strafe plans can work, or just these are just the most enjoyable that I like. Alright, so he's finally getting in here. And as you can see, we didn't really need too much help on these. The previous one, where I was up front, you kind of do with Inferno, but the other ways you don't really need too much help. So as you can see, I'm using the Spine Driver Catapult on ways so I can just, as you can see, it's just a quick shot, and you can keep moving again. So you can keep moving and avoiding as much as you can the walks. And he just kills as many as he can. As you can see, the Balam gets destroyed pretty fast. I think it's 800,000 health or something like that. Forgot. 825, I don't remember, but it's below half already. But the key with the Balam is just always move backwards when you're fighting. Yeah, just a few stragglers remaining, and that's it. He has access to other Leviathan missiles as well, so you can always use that, or even some Haytail missiles are pretty strong as well, as long as you... The Leviathan are good because they're slow moving, so you actually can call a bunch of missiles at once and then have them all hit the hive at once, so that you can have as few amount of wasps come out as possible to have it killed. I don't think Tempest is enough damage. But yeah, those are just a few ways we can tackle Tower Siege mission, which is a pretty fun mission. Also, if you ever get a chance and you have enough health for the difficulty, try and give the Ranger idea a chance. It's pretty fun. You can, like I said, just fire the flame geyser at your feet down at the bottom, like the fencer was going around the bottom. Just do the same thing with Ranger, but shoot down at the ground so that the flame shoots up into the hive. Keep rolling around the hive, healing yourself when you need it. Have someone, you know, in the far back killing the majority of the wasps, and at the end you can even use the flame geyser to kill the wasps. That's actually a good weapon to kill wasps because they'll fly right into it, and then the flame geyser does pretty good damage on them. So that's a fun way to try as well. But yeah, give these ways a try, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
We succeeded in destroying it. If the flying insects are an evolved version of the giant insects, they must share some common traits. There is a chance that the hive is connected to the underground nest. So the portion above ground is just the tip of the iceberg?
It is a moment of time when you can enjoy a comeback.